Hello everyone, this is Seo here. This time I am bringing you a Protoss versus Protoss on the map Entombed Valley. Over here in the top left position we have the French Protoss player Millennium's Adelscott. And in the bottom right position we have the Protoss player from South Korea on the team TSL, it is Inori. Okay, so Protoss vs Protoss is quite unique on this map. The reason for this is this natural expansion area. So obviously you've got your single force field ramp down there, which is useful against 4 gates. But you can defend this expansion here without much problem from Blink Stalkers. The only Blink Stalker route is over here into the main. And really that's about it. There isn't actually a lot of surface area for blinking in here, blinking in here. It's hard to get a sentry up this ramp if there's army here to force field and kill off the nexus of the Blink Stalkers. Some players tend to favour the robotics facility play on this map as opposed to Blink. Obviously, because a lot of players do favour robotics, some players will go Stargate to inherently counter that. I really wish people would explore the Stargate in this matchup, but it just doesn't seem to happen. Now both players are opening quite standard. Adelscott getting his gas a little bit earlier than Inori, and there's no forges being built or proxy gate shenanigans going about. Obviously, as I said before, we've got spawning cross positions, so that's always a consideration the players don't know about yet. If you're going, even though with the Protoss warping mechanic, you still got to walk your units all the way across the map to get to the other guy's base. So we're just waiting to see what players decide to do first. I mean, neither player seems to be storing up a lot of Chrono Boost energy for Warp Gate, using on probes so far. We'll see, it's this next Chrono Boost that seems to count. If this is being saved up, there's a chance of Warp Gate pressure coming. There we go, Adelscott uses it, and Inori is saving it up a little bit. Inori also getting his second gas just that little bit faster. Again, the difference is quite negligible here. Interestingly, both players are opting for Zealots for their opener. Some players will skip the Zealot and go straight for Stalker when the Cyber Core finishes. And Inori is the only person to scout. This is Adelscott saying, hey, Inori, whatever you're doing, it doesn't bother me right now. I don't need to find out this early what your plans are, because I'm safe for everything. I'd rather have that and those minerals from mining. Adelscott's actually going for a second Zealot here. This is quite interesting. It makes me wonder if he wants to do a bit of a gateway poke at the front, maybe rally a few Stalkers. Chrono Boosting his Warp Gate there. Let's have a look at Inori's base. He's also put a couple of Chrono Boosts on Warp Gate. But Inori's still banking a lot of energy. Adelscott is just coming up to 1 Chrono Boost, and Inori is coming up to 2. Let's see. So this makes me... even though it looks like Adelscott may go for an early gate push, maybe rally a few Stalkers over. Actually, no. He's making a sentry. So these Zealots are purely just for defense. I guess he feels that... sorry. I thought that... I thought Inori had made a pylon in Adelscott's base. So the advantage here of having the Stalker for Inori is that he'll be able to out-micro Adelscott. Maybe even pick off the sentry if he does it right, but that is just really unlikely. In fact, if Inori tries to run up here now, he'll just get force fielded off and lose the Stalker. So, Inori's being smart and not going up. In fact, Inori's making a Nexus here. This is a 1-gate expansion, and just saving Chrono Boost. I assume that he's going to be Chrono Boosting units out shortly if he feels that he needs to. But he's just saving the Chrono Boost and saying, I'm not quite sure if I want the probes yet. In fact, he might be using it on this rowboat to chrono out some Immortals. So very bold play by Inori. I also like the fact he's got this proxy pylon up here, so this gives him a few counter-attack options. Warp in 4 Zealots or 3 Zealots and just counter-attack. Can pull the enemy's army back. Also just like a little bit of scouting. If a Warp Prism happens to fly across this, Inori will see it. So we see here that Adelscott's opting for a 3-gate build in expansion. So yeah, both players seem to be steering away from the Blink Stalkers, knowing that they really only have to defend this one area from attack, or opting for the expansions with sentries. Inori choosing to build 3, and Adelscott only choosing to build 1. Now there's an advantage here for Inori at this moment. I mean, there could be a slight timing window to the attack, but this once he's got Chrono Boost's Observer out, he'll build an Immortal, and a couple of Immortals should keep him safe. Having the earlier Nexus and the earlier Robotics Facility obviously helps. His tech is going to progress faster. He's got this base mining a little bit faster. It's just these little edges here and here, cutting corners, that will help him in the long run. I mean, if you look at the setup for both players, Adelscott's building the Twilight, but they've both got the same amount of production facilities. Oh no, Inori's building the 4th gate now. This is getting this Nexus up a little faster. So here's the difference here. Adelscott is opting instead to go for Blink Stalker play. I wonder if this is just integrating into his army. Maybe he could go for Charge as well, maybe a Charge Archon play. And Inori is just progressing up to Colossus. This is probably the safest tech route to go for. It can generally deal with anything if you play it right. So we'll see how Adelscott uses his robotics. Right now he's making Immortals. Hasn't researched anything yet at that Twilight. Could also see a Dark Shrine. He's hovering up there in the resources. In fact, he might take his 3rd base and Dark Shrine behind it. It's a little risky knowing that your opponent might have an Observer out. Inori, in fact, is just having one Observer here with his army. Has he got another one across the map? Doesn't look like it. In fact, the Observer was killed here earlier. So that's why Inori's getting another Observer out. We see that Adelscott is now going for the Blink, so he's now telling us he wants to go for Blink. This is not some sort of Charge Archon play. This is Blink Stalkers into his army while he takes a 3rd base. Now, these Blink Stalkers could allow him to counter-attack if he gets enough of them. If Inori happened to go for some sort of 2-base Colossus play. But it looks like, by the way he's moving his army, Inori might want to expand as well, or just checking to see if there's any pylons about. Sneaky Probe moving up here for Inori. This is going to want to scout the 3rd base. In fact, he's planting down a pylon. So Inori wants to do a 2-base Colossus push, and that one is without range. So this is just this is in case Adelscott is taking a 3rd base and relying purely on sentries. The Colossus will help stop that, and these force fields will help lock Stalkers in. But so they can't maneuver away. But Blink is finishing up now. It's just finished now, so that should help him maneuver when it comes to some force fields, escaping force fields. So Inori is up to 7 gates here. Sorry, I should have seen that earlier. So he is going for this push here. That Immortal actually dies really quickly. Some nice force fields here, blocking the ramp and keeping that Immortal from getting to these armored units here. Inori's doing a very good job of sectioning off Adelscott's army. It looks like Adelscott is actually just going to outright lose here. Yes, he just doesn't have the army supply needed. Inori got a nice lead from that early Nexus and is now pushing it. Did he see that Adelscott was going for a 3rd base? Well, we can't tell now. But this is just a really nice little push here from Inori, a 2-base single Colossus push. Yeah, it looks like Inori should be able to kill the expansion. Yeah, there's the GG from Adelscott. So yeah, there we have it. Inori with a nice little timing push. Little bit of light aggression at the start, moving up, easily defended, and securing an economical advantage early on. So well played by Inori. Adelscott just wasn't good enough this time to, well, wasn't prepared enough to deal with this push. So anyway, that's CO here. Leave me some comments in the comment section below if you want. Just give me some feedback. Did you like this cast? Did you think I did something wrong, or would you like to see something else in the future? Let me know. Anyway, that's CO now signing out. I'll see you guys next time.